Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS1 disc review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Gex, which if you've never played it before, it's basically a side-scrolling platformer. At the start you simply get start options and passwords. Unfortunately it's a password save, there's no hard save. Options, you can do sound tests, you can change your controls, stuff like that. From there though, you start a new game off and basically you've got the main hub there with the access to the 4 worlds, but you've got to unlock those worlds, and there's actually 6 worlds overall. The 6th world is unlocked simply by beating a bonus game in every world to get a piece of a remote to then get the 6th world. Basically though, you go through the levels and you have to find the remotes. There's other things you can find as well, to be fair, like cassette tapes which give you a password. You also get passwords after defeating bosses as well, so if you can't find a cassette tape, don't worry about it. But the whole point is, the whole reason you're in TV and everything is your arch nemesis has managed to suck you into TV, so quite simple, you're basically in TV land now. So you go through like cartoons, you go through old kung fu movies, you go through cemeteries, stuff like that. Unfortunately though, even though you are now a TV gecko, this gecko can't save you 15% or more on car insurance if you spend 15 minutes with him. He can, however, alleviate boredom, because I personally love this game, think it's really unique. I love the other two as well, but the other two completely changed. They become more Mario 64 style than this one, and it's just a shame because I think they've got the platforming sections on this just spot on. Because it is basically, you go left to right, you can climb on walls using your gecko abilities, you can lick up enemies, you can lick up powers, things like you can get fireballs and ice balls and electric, you can get energy, you can get extra things that give you more energy. So for example in the top right corner I've currently got 3 pieces of energy, but I can get more. I think the most I've ever managed to get is 6, but I don't know if that's actually the limit. You can go through those TV portals there, just do all sorts of, well, platform stuff really. There's then also these things which basically cameras, you whip them with your tail and then that's your checkpoint, so if you die obviously you go back to there. The question marks just basically appear in the basic level so that way they can give you hints and tips and stuff. But there's not really, to be fair, much else left to mention about the actual thing, because it is just your standard side-scrolling platformer. However, I will show off a boss, I'll do my best to show off a bonus game, there should be one around here somewhere, and might as well shut up and let you listen to some music while I try to find it really. I'm sorry I could cry. So this is basically the first bonus stage, and the whole point is the Frankensteins come across and you have to whip the skulls into them, and if you complete it perfectly then you get a piece of that remote. You also get extra lives for depending on how well you do, and there are other bonus games to play, but this is the first one I've been able to show off, and to be fair I think it's probably the best one simply because of how hard it is. The others are like jumping and stuff like that. But anyway, onto some boss footage. So this is basically the first boss. Just while the animation's building up and everything, I'll mention things. You might notice there's flies around. It's standard platformer rules. You collect 100 of them, then basically you get an extra life. You can also get extra lives. These things with a handprint are basically energy, and they're also the power-ups. So if it's a blue one, it's like ice, and depending on what you do, whether or not you eat them or you jump on them, like what I've just been doing there to kill that boss, depends on what actually happens. So for example, if you eat them, then you'll get the abilities. If you jump on them, you'll get energy, or if you tail whip them or something, you'll get energy. So it's one of those, it's literally going to depend on whether or not you need energy desperately or power up, but it is worth, to be fair, getting the power ups more than the energies, because when you get hit and you've got a power up, you just lose the power up, you don't lose a bit of energy, so you might as well take, for example, the flame breath or something, because that might also help you out by being able to kill enemies, like from a distance away and stuff like that. But the remotes, the whole point, the reason you collect them is because it opens up TVs. There's ones for world, there's ones for TVs, there's ones for bosses, and you just have to be on the lookout for them. Sometimes there's more than one in a level, and as I say, you just have to be on the lookout for them, get them, and then go on to the next level and repeat, yada yada, etc. Just standard platform rules, really, to be fair. There's nothing really left to mention about the game. Graphically, to be fair, the game is really cool. There's some good animations there. Sound-wise, you've listened to the music and you might have heard some of the voice acting, because it is comic voice acting, and it's one of those that it's funny to start with, but after a while it gets less funny with every repeat of the thing. But they do change between worlds and between enemies that you kill and stuff like that, and there's some good impersonations there, so it's the type of thing that it's worth like listening to the actual game soundtrack and stuff like that. So yeah, the only things that I've really got left to mention are, to be fair, I might as well show this power-up kit here, and also mention that there's more than just offensive power-ups. There's ones to speed you up so you can run away, there's ones to give you shield and invincibility type thing, and obviously there's then lives and stuff. But the only things really left to mention is it's about 30 levels, so there's not much there, but there is still quite a bit, and if it comes out of the PSN and it's cheap enough, then it's going to be worth getting. I still think it's worth the £20 I've paid to get the disc back, but then again, I absolutely love the game. I've always loved the Gex games. It's a shame that they don't make them anymore. There's, as I say, some good humour there, some good graphics, some good sound, just really good gameplay as well, classic wholesome platformer gameplay. So if you like platformers, give it a shot. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.